All right, first question. This will come as no surprise to this audience. It's about medical freedom. The federal government has committed significant overreach with their unconstitutional vaccine mandates. What will you do to ensure that every Texan has the freedom to choose which medical procedures are right for them without coercion from the government or their employers? And Mr. Huffines, Senator Huffines, if you'll go first, please. You have 3 minutes. 3 minutes, sir.
Well, this is critical to who we are as Texans. This is about your liberty, your personal liberty. And what's more important than your medical condition, your medical liberty? What is the fundamental role of government? Always ask someone that's running for office that question. And I answer it simply by saying the fundamental role of government is always to defend your God-given liberties. That your liberties come from God and not the government. Of course, that's why we swear allegiance to a little document, my favorite document, our Constitution. But we're talking about something that's personal to you, your medical liberty. I will do everything I can as your governor to ensure that no one is forced to take a vaccine they don't want to take for... You can have that once a month.
Somebody get us a mic that works.
No one should be forced to take a vaccine they don't want to take for any reason. I was for vaccine choice before we had this Wuhan virus. This is your medical liberty we're talking about. I will make sure the simple way to do that is to pass a piece of legislation. Look, thank you. The governor can get that done. I've called for another special session. There's something to be clear about. The governor of Texas can get almost any bill done anytime he wants. I've been in the legislature, I've seen it. What the lack of leadership has done to us. My campaign's about leadership, no excuses. I'm the actual Republican running that's actually going to do something. I'll get a bill done as quick as any bill you've ever seen to make sure that you cannot be forced to take a potential poison into your body. Look, guys, I have never taken the vaccine, and I never will take the vaccine. If you want to take it 10 times, get after it. If you want to walk around in a spacesuit, that's okay. But I'm not going to let anyone forcibly require you to wear a mask, or your kids to wear a mask in school, or to shut down your school system. This is about you. This is for you. That's why I'm running. This is about your liberty and your freedom. Thank you very much.
Thank you for passing. Mr. Prather?
One of the beautiful things about being a Texan is that we have a sense of what I call humble arrogance. Everything is a little bit larger here. We walk a little bit taller. Our heads are held high. Our chests are stuck out. Our stomachs sucked in. I look at this handout that Colonel West has, and I love that picture of him in that shirt. Those are implants, aren't they? I could put on the shirt, but I don't think it would look quite so good. You know, I was a Texan in South Dakota last July 2nd. I was sitting across the table from Don Trump Jr. having a glass of wine. And my phone went off, and it was notifying me that the governor of Texas had handed out another shutdown, another deeming of your business and your individual selves as being non-essential. He did that dictatorially and unilaterally. He shuts down again, and that's when I went to Twitter over a mandate and said that I was going to run for governor in 2022 in the great state of Texas. Now again, I don't know if it was because I was drinking wine or with a Trump that I went to Twitter, but nonetheless I went to Twitter. And so I realized that there are things that are very sacred to us. Our border is very sacred. We know that. We see people encroaching, coming across, invading. How much more sacred is the autonomy of the human body's border? And yet we're being told that we must be forced to allow something to inject us in order to keep a job. I was driving down the interstate just this morning. I saw a billboard that said not all heroes wear capes, and it had pictures of medical professionals on it. Well, apparently not all heroes get to keep their jobs in the state of Texas either. Now, under terms of employment, I can tell my employees that I want them to wear a uniform 8 hours a day as long as they're on the workplace, but I can't tell them to go home and wear it all night long and wear it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That violates their terms of employment. How dare I say that they've got to inject something, a foreign substance in their body, something that people don't even understand or even know if it's effective or it works, something that is consistently being censored. Listen, if you want to have freedom of choice, it's not freedom of choice if you're restricted from not choosing it. So what we're seeing, folks, is right now, immediately there should be a legislative session taking place regardless of holidays. Now, the governor will call a legislative session after the first of the year. He'll do it. He'll do it. But he'll do it because he's afraid of Donald Trump rescinding his endorsement over election integrity. He's not saying anything about these mandates. These mandates need to be priority number one. It needs to be passed through the legislature because his executive order is not worth any more than the paper it's written on. It's garbage until it goes to the legislature. It needs to be priority number one. Folks, I've read a lot about COVID. I don't understand any of it, neither do the scientists or the doctors. But I have read the Texas Constitution, and I have read the U.S. Constitution. And I know it wasn't written to keep us safe or healthy, but to keep us free.
First and foremost, we have to come to realize we live in a republic. Two things about a republic is, number one is your rights, your freedoms, and liberties.
Tilt it and see that house and not engage you.
Is that
Can y'all hear it? And time starts over now,
That's
please.
my army. The thing is, living in a republic, we're supposed to be governed by laws, not ruled by mandates, edicts, orders, and decrees. And when I look at the Constitution, I cannot find an enumerated power to any level of government that says they're supposed to protect our health, they're supposed to protect our rights. And when you talk about medical freedom, that is one of the most important rights that you have. If you cannot have control over your body, and what goes into your body, what do you have control over? Now, some of you all may know that my wife and I, we had a little fight when this was coronavirus. And the thing is that I did not get a shot, not going to get a shot, but we called up some of the frontline doctors here in the state of Texas, and we asked them what are the right treatments, what are the right protocols, what are the right therapies out there. That's why we went and got the monoclonal antibodies therapy. That's why we got the antibiotics. That's why we're taking the people, we're taking the couch. All of those things are available to you. But when I see what is happening right now, oh, by the way, when did Joe Biden come out and say that he was going to have this shot mandate? It was right in the middle of the debacle in Afghanistan to shift the narrative. We've got to be smarter than that. And when we're talking about this coronavirus, this is the least dangerous pandemic that the world has ever seen. A 99.9% recovery rate. It's not going to So it is not just about getting them back in for a special session to make sure that we pass the law. But let me tell you something else that needs to happen. Right over in Tarrant County, there's a Tarrant County sheriff who was laying in bed dying from COVID-19. His wife has asked for certain procedures and therapies and protocols, and the hospital is denying it. How did we get to this point here in Texas? This is one of the things that we must do. The Texas Medical Board, the Texas Nursing Board, the Texas Pharmacy Board must all be reformed because those bureaucracies serve you as Texas. They don't have to make decisions about what treatment they have in your body. How do you have that information? Again, when we have the state address in January of 2023, if it's not resolved, medical freedom will be one of those legislative priorities that I will put forward as your governor.